It's another episode. I am Jon Germain. And coming up today, we have an amazing interview with a gentleman, Prince Kofi Amoabeng, plus other information that you might find very interesting. So now to the next 45 minutes, it's I am Jon Germain. Well, thank you very much for joining us again on another big I Am Jon Germain interview. We get to do an interview with a gentleman who inspires me so much. I got an amazing chance to meet him a few years ago. We had great talk. And after that meeting, I also realized many people in Ghana really see him as a massive inspiration. He's the president of UT Holdings, former CEO of UT Bank. I think you're getting the picture. I always wonder how he manages to look so fit and so young. It totally blows me away. And every single time we have a conversation, I learn one or two. In fact, just talking to him a few minutes ago, I learned a few things, and I'm hoping we get to learn something as well. He's a true Ghanaian history. He's a true Ghanaian hero, a proper businessman who built a business that many dream to build. Once again, if you don't get the picture, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the amazing Captain Prince Kofi Amoabeng. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, John. It's always good to be with you.
Always good to see you. Always good to see. I need to ask this again. How do you manage to look so young and so fit? Because you're in your 70s, right?
Exactly 72.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it requires self-discipline and also something to do with the mind.
Okay.
Don't accept the age. Just do everything as if you're not aging, and be disciplined enough to eat right, not too much. I eat once a day, by the way. Exercise. I play golf 3 times a week on the average. I go to the gym once a week on the average. And I stay healthy. And I do my medical checkups and I feel free.
Okay.
I don't keep bad news. Okay. I don't hate anybody. I don't bear any grudge. Notwithstanding all that has happened. Okay. Forget it. I go to bed and I sleep well.
Wow.
And I drink a lot of water. But the main thing is to have a free mind, to love people, to care for people, do whatever you can for other people. This world is not about yourself. It's about what you can do for others. So I'm cool like that.
Is that a skill you learned whilst growing up, or that's how you were born? Not to think too much about it.
No. You cannot be it cannot be that you were born that way. We're all born probably the same. Your upbringing from your home, who your father is, who your mother is, what you eat, what the schools you go to, all these things shape you. But you must have the ability to reflect on things that's happening around you and see what's good, what's bad, what you want to practice, what will bring the right impact on people, and live by it. So a lot of people will experience the same thing, but will not assimilate it, will not get the message that is coming. So always reflect. And that time to reflect is when you hit your bed, or every morning when you wake up and you think about what has happened the day before.
Yes.
I say, wow, that was really bad. I won't do it again. Oh, this is good. I should do more of it. So basically, that's it. It's not difficult. And learn to forgive and learn to be yourself. I'm not trying to impress anybody. You like me, fine. If you don't like me, too bad. Deal with it. I will love you and even pray for you if you try to harm me, because otherwise God will punish you. Yeah. So that's how simple I take life.
Excellent. Now, I mentioned he's a true Ghanaian dream. Now, what he achieved with the business he started in Ghana is the dream of most people who want to own business in Ghana. Now, I want us to have a little bit of a comparison. Now, when you dreamt about UT and thought of starting the big picture in your mind, how did that come to you? And then let's make a comparison with now. How easy or how difficult would it have been if, say, you were starting today? Let's make that comparison.
Well, about my dream or how I started it, most businesses are started out of frustration, you see things are going wrong and you ask yourself, can I change the situation? And that's how UT started. I mean, I was looking for loan to do business. The banks were not there for me. And I said, I am a chartered accountant, a retired army officer. I'm a graduate from School of Business Administration. And I can't take a loan. I've been in business for 15 years. So something is wrong with our system. And most of the time, if you have what it takes, you challenge yourself to say, why am I complaining? Change it. It's an opportunity. And that's what I would call a dream. It comes to you, but it doesn't come to you in a nice form. It hits you hard. And that's what it did to me. It hit me really hard. And I said, Kofi, wait a minute. What is special about lending? What's the mistake about lending? I think you can do it. And if you are not getting access to funding, then of course we can imagine how many people are not getting access to funding, especially those who are not that literate, those are the SME, those individuals. So that's where the dream comes from. Now, as to the situation then and now, at that time, technology was not as it is. I mean, mobile phone was even rare. So no Google Maps, no other things. So you had to actually use manual means. For example, we're sketching houses where the homes of our clients, we're sketching where the collateral was, we're sketching where the office is, and we'll put it on your file. I guess now you just have to go there and
just use a phone and take
and then you have that. So for now, technology advances have made business, when applied well, can make businesses very, very fast, serving to satisfy the needs of people. See, but let me just go back a bit. Every human being needs only two things. They need an extended life. They want more of their life.
Yes.
So what it means is you should save them time so they can do a lot with their lives. That's the first thing. So every businessman wants to save time. The second thing is that every businessman requires comfort, quality life, what makes them feel good within. Those are the only two. So whatever business you think you have, ask yourself, is it going to save time better than what is being provided? And two, is it going to give them quality time, as in make them feel relaxed, respected, loved, and all those things? If your product or service answers those two questions, that is in comparison with what is existing now, you have a great business idea.
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
Okay.
So our time, when we started UT, the issue was the banks were giving loans, if we are lucky, 3 months. Even now, same thing applies.
Yes, that was going to be my next question.
So when we started and I said, are we going to do the same thing as the banks are doing? Then we won't have any preferential business or model.
Same thing.
So I challenged my people. I said, can we do it faster? Because normally when a businessman, typical Ghanaian businessman comes to and says, I need 100,000. He needed it about a month ago. And he needs the money like now.
Yes.
So if you're going to spend 2 months, 3 months to try and give them the money, one, the business will be gone by the time you approve the money.
Yes.
So that money is really prone to failure because you have not evaluated what he's going to do with the money because the old business is gone. So for our own sake, we need to speed up so that we can monitor the business and make sure it's there. And then, of course, nobody wants their time wasted. So if we can please them by doing the loans faster to meet the business, then we have
okay, so that was the catch.
A good service. And you know about the loan in 48 hours. People thought we were joking.
Yes.
But we broke that and said, listen, when they come, let's respect them, give them quality time. But importantly, let us be fast so that the money will meet the business time. And that was the only thing. We're more expensive, but people value it because we had valued their lives.
Yes.
Basically, that's it.
Yes.
So it hasn't changed. In actual fact, with technology, what technology is, if you ask me what is IT, I say time-saving technology. It is not IT, just IT. IT is all about saving time. Look at the documents you have to go through to probably analyze information and things like that. And now you can just hit AI or anything, and in seconds you have it.
Yes.
And that is why people are going after new businesses. I mean, everybody wants a phone, right?
Yes.
But the phone saves you time immensely.
Yes, it does.
And then, of course, it gives you the comfort. You can watch shows and read news and things. That is why everybody in this world wants a phone. So those are the only two. And that has not changed. In actual fact, there's the means through technology to even do it better. Watch what is happening and make sure that you provide time saving and quality time better than the competition.
Excellent. So whilst you were talking, a few of the questions I wanted to follow up with kept popping up. Now, from what you just said, it looks as though things should be a little bit easier for the average young man or young woman who wants to start a business in Ghana, but it doesn't seem to be the case. There are a lot of people who finish university, have studied and all that, and then in the end they need to look for employment, because if you have a business idea, it's almost impossible to get funding for it. What do you think we need to do to address this?
You're right, but the fact that even if you get a job, your pay cannot really keep you afloat. You know, so the issue is, these are really, really tough times, and our governments have failed us. Let's face it. I mean, the current government, to summarize what they've done in the last 8 years, they have squandered our past, because all the structure that we had are no more there. People's savings and investments are gone, go for haircut and all those things. That's your past. Now, the present is also being destroyed, because you can't afford electricity. You won't even get it. There's high inflation. Tariffs are high. VAT is high. Everything is high. Facilities are not available. You can't afford a good school. That's your present that they are toying with. And your future is also deadly. Because loans and things are being structured and put ahead of us. So I pity the next government if it comes here and say how it's going to resolve it. But we must find a way forward.
We must find a way.
You know, so all this come to highlight the fact that it is so difficult for young men trying to start something. The structures are not there. The values are not there, because the values, especially young people, look up to the older ones and say, what do they do and what are they doing right? Now, what I find, which is sad, is the young people don't have decent people to emulate and follow. All they see that somebody probably goes into politics and they're having 2 VAs and a house and money to throw at voters. So is that the right way?
That serves like some kind of negative inspiration.
Exactly. Is that the right inspiration? Now, a person who has the right values is working hard and is suffering, and you don't see much about it. In fact, if you really want to be 100% right, your wife may even leave you.
Very true.
So the young people have this huge challenge. What I try to do for them is, one, going outside is not the answer, but it could give you instant relief, right? There's the free sunshine, there's the free waters, and land is available and fertile. And we kind of
already have off-takers, because we
exactly, you know. So there's quite a lot, and young people should look around, humble themselves, realize that they want to make a change. It's not going to be easy from the beginning, but if you are disciplined enough and stick to it, they can make it.
I think one of the problems and one of the worries for me especially is, before we started the interview, I mentioned a company that I read yesterday had crumbled, and there seem to be a lot of companies that has a lot of funds invested, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, it goes down. Should this be a worry? Is this just Ghana, or it's a global thing?
It is a worry. If you want to take my own situation as an example, please take Kofi Amoabeng out of this. Now, UT Bank started aggressively. We're still lending 48 hours, supporting businesses, and trying to make a lot of companies successful and creating serious businesses. Now, I believe with the support of IMF and things like that, they cripple UT Bank because we're having problems. Why would they cripple it? Because you are not... See, IMF is in Africa to make us impoverished, so we become more dependent on them.
Yes.
When you look at the people who were put in the best part of the earth, as in black people, right? So everything was virtually free. and we lived in a place of abundance.
Mm-hmm.
Food was not even grown for the longest. Later on, when people were becoming plenty, and you grow just around your area, the land is fertile and things. Plus, you don't have any challenges. No natural hazard. That's where Africans have lived.
Yes.
No difference in temperature. Certainly no snow.
Mm-hmm.
No earthquake, no tsunami. No earthquake, no hurricanes. Nothing. The only way to change it is to have a leader who has a revolutionary mindset, who will say, going forward, this is how we're going to do things. Respect systems, respect people, care for people. But we will never elect that kind of leader.
Is that achievable?
Listen, we will never, with our democracy, elect such a person.
Yes.
Because one can give us 20% T-shirt and tell us lies.
Exactly.
So we will not vote for him. Because we elect a leader who is like us. We have to pray for a leader who will get there and say, listen, things have to change. We just have to pray.
Yeah, so that was going to be one of my questions, an observation, because most people need to go through the mill, through a process to qualify to run as a presidential candidate for one of the two parties. Now, if the time spent going through the mill, even the people around them realize that this might not be a good candidate, he's still going to be put out there. I seem to have realized that if somebody comes out of nowhere and looks as though this person is the perfect candidate, they won't just drop him in there, him or her in there. No. It's not going to happen. And that's one of our problems. Now, you made a few points. I seem to realize that. So the problem, do we blame NDC? Do we blame MPP? Do we blame Kwame Nkrumah? Do we blame ourselves? What's the reason why we find ourselves in this state?
It's $1 million question. Yes, to throw something in. I think last week or this week or something like that, the Kufuor's driver won a parliamentary seat. Now, so to your point, I mean, and he replaced Dr. Something. So to your point, I mean, we don't go for meritocracy, we went for mediocrity. And the more you have the monies and the backing to meet people's myopic needs, that's all they go for, which is sad. Now, what caused it? Generally, we are, I've told you, evil, bad, there you come.
There you come. There you come.
So we tend not to like things that are good for us, and we don't even care about the generations after us, which is really sad. So unless we get a change, and the change can only come from the leadership. So to digress a bit, my time after being on pension, I formed the Amoabeng Leadership Foundation. Now, apart from talking about leadership and what is required and things like that, I'm trying to create leaders who will think differently. So we have Amoabeng scholars. I want to change their mindset because talking is enough. Let's create the kind of leadership that we want. And they will be in certain places, and hopefully one person will get to the top, maybe president or something like that. And that can change the course. Because if the leader is disciplined and says, listen, for example, I will attend all meetings on time and I will make all my subordinates accountable to attend all meetings on time, or I will sanction them. Easy, if you are late for a meeting, I'll shut the door and you have to explain why. It will cascade down. We have the change of mind to ensure all Ghanaians will be on time. But when you have situations where presidents with a convoy and sirens and everything pushing us all off the road and still coming late about 2 hours, then you can't change anything. So the answer lies in the leadership. And for me, if you ask me the problem of Africa or Ghana, we have only one problem. We have all to address our mind to it. How do we get a leader who will be disciplined? That is the only problem. And it's a huge problem.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
So it means that we must look at our democracy and tweak our democracy a bit. So that, for example, one man, one vote, forget it. It will never help us. Honestly. But how do you tell the people that, listen, you are being disenfranchised if you don't put it right? But the people can decide that, hey, John, our area, you go and vote for us. We voted for you to go and vote for us. So we are all not going to queue and let them steal our votes and steal for money. We need to think differently. Who will champion it? Not the president who is enjoying.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
So we have a
big problem.
Yeah. There are solutions that will always stay theoretical. And maybe one day, God will deliver us.
Right. Our time is fast spent, even though I still have about 10 questions to ask. Back to the subject of you still looking so young. I mean, you mentioned you play golf and all that. What else do you do to have fun? You travel? What else do you do?
I was stopped from traveling outside because I went to U.S. Embassy and the government has stopped me from traveling.
Why?
To gag me and let me be soft or subservient. Or, I don't know why. But as I'm saying, I mean, I'm from Uprantumi and there's golf around Uprantumi.
Yes.
And God has given me permanent visa to Uprantumi. So no worries. Weekends when I'm free, I just take my bag and baggage and go to Uprantumi. And I have fantastic people, locals, golfers, and people. And I'm of even more relevance to them because you give somebody 50 cedis, I mean, you solve their problem. Yes. So I'm okay with it. But so try and make yourself comfortable and accept what comes your way. If you can improve it, improve. But if you can't, first and accept it. And you have to be humble to accept it. If you don't have humility, you have a problem. Yes. And one thing I would say is that people believe and are defined by material things, generally worldly things. Worldly things, property, money, love, and all those things, they're all worldly things. Because, John, you experience them here. And when you're dead, you leave it all behind. But what the impact you cause in this world, that stays behind. See, God has all these things for us to use to make the world a better place. Not to use to make ourselves better, because you're not worth anything. So we should learn, acquire wealth, acquire knowledge, get some money, get people around you, and use what you've acquired to change lives and make the world a better place. That is all. That's all. But we don't seem to get it right. I mean, if you look at Africa or Ghana specifically, where people come to power, and when you are made a leader, God has entrusted something on you. He's looking for you to better the world. And you use it to steal from the people and take the money outside. For goodness sake, you have disappointed God, to say the least. You know, and that is, unfortunately, we have this myopic, defined by material and worldly things. And I think it's also because Africans generally tend to have inferiority complex. Yes. So when we make small money or we are successful, we want the whole world to know that we have arrived. Some money. And we do chains and big cars and big houses instead of using these monies to help people. Outside you hear a billionaire has donated $1 billion for universities and what have you. That is what it is. Why didn't they carry the $1 billion, buy a yacht and stay? No, it's not of use to them. So we need a change in mindset. But as I said, it can only come effectively from the leadership. Very important. My last question to you is, why do you think you were successful? Why? Yes. I think so many factors. I was brought up by a good family. The three people who influenced my life: my grandmother, he instilled in me godly values, fear of God, respect for people and things. Plus my dad, who's a realist and can see facts and confront it and say it as it is. And my mother, who was also very humble and can stomach a whole lot of things. And I can find all those things playing in my life. Then, of course, I went to great schools like Apisada and St. Peter's. Unfortunately, you didn't get it. And I was educated well. And then the military did a whole lot to my life. If you read my books, I show you how indisciplined I was, national service time, and I reflected on it and decided to join the military. And that changed me completely when I came back after 7-8 months in the military. I came out as a disciplined gentleman and loving people and respecting people and having responsibility to lead. the best leadership you can get is in the army, because the leadership in the army is about creating trust between you and your men. And you are responsible completely for all your men. And they love you and trust you just as you love them and trust them. So actually, with the Amoabeng scholars, first inauguration, and I took them to Jungle Warfare School. Just 1 week experience there, and they were changed people. So that is what I think we need. We need different leadership with the right mind. So that is what I think has made me look at things differently.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you very much for finding time to come talk to us.
It was a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Well, ladies and gents, just as I promised, an amazing interview with a great gentleman, Prince Kofi Amoabeng. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Stay tuned.
Just like the river that never runs dry on me, flows eternally. How great is your love? Your love is just like the sun shining down on me, lightens my darkest night. Your mercy runs before me, hand too fast I can contemplate it. Love, each morning your grace awakens my soul.
Hi, my name is Cwesi, Christian music artist, and I'm here to tell you how I made my new song, Your Love. Your Love is a song that I started working on the year 2020, during the COVID era. I woke up one night and I was singing the chorus. It was at midnight in the evening. I was just thinking about God and thinking about His love and how good He is. And I started singing it. Oh, great is your love for me. Oh, great is your love for me. Oh, great is your love for me. Oh, great is so. I kept that chorus going. And sometimes when I would go to sing at places, I would raise it. Or if I'm rehearsing, I'll sing that chorus over and over and over again. And then I started to work on the verses. But then I felt like this song really needs some intentional work. You know, usually what some artists will do is like when they get nice choruses, they may find some verses or any verses that come to them, you know, but I didn't want to treat this song like that. So I have this guy I work with on songs, Ames. I called him, I said, Ames, let's work on this song. You know, and then we met severally with some guys, keyboard, guitars, to see what we could do. But when the flow wasn't coming, but then we booked studio, and then when we entered the studio, we started writing the verse, and it started flowing, and then so that was at Papite Byte Studio, and so Byte started working on the keyboard arrangements, and we got Bludo to do the drums. Then I got my guitarist Umar to do the lead guitars on it, and then Jason also did the bass, and then Pettingill and Pettingill and Esther Godwill did the choruses, and then I did the verse, and we have a beautiful song. It's been a blessing to a lot of people. I wanted the song to really tell how deep God's love can go and how it can influence us in society. So we got to video, and then like I've been working with PKMI, and then he called me. He said that he's seen a location. He's not seen a lot of videos coming from there, so we should go give it a try. We thought it would be difficult to like get that particular location because it was a beautiful location and we hadn't seen videos coming from that area. So we went there. When we went there, we met this guy, Mr. Joseph. He was welcoming. He welcomed us. We booked it for our video. We went there. On our way to shoot the video, we remembered that we had left a drone, and without drone, shooting video at that place won't be nice. So we waited at Winneba. We asked Moto to bring it. The motor got there about an hour or two. Then we continued. So when we got there, we got to the location like 3 p.m. So we had just like 3 hours to work with. By the grace of God, we were able to shoot a classic video between under 3 hours, and that speaks of the genius of the director, PKMI. And so we were able to craft this project, which I believe has been a blessing to a lot of people. Currently, it's my present single. I'm working on releasing another single very soon. Yeah, so that's Your Love. And so Your Love is available on all social media, on all my platforms. The links are there. You get them on all digital stores worldwide, anywhere and everywhere. Yeah, so get the link, share it, tell somebody, have you heard Cwesi OTENG's new song? Because I keep meeting people, they say, when are you releasing? I've released, so get it. Thank you, God bless you. Really, dead or alive? That would be Jesus Christ. Yes. Why? Of course, I follow him. I wake up every day looking to experience him and the kingdom that he preached and talked about, which I find something I've committed my life almost. I've committed my life, all my adult years, young days, all to pursuing this whole story about Jesus Christ, writing songs about Jesus Christ, talking about Jesus Christ, getting people to believe on the name of Jesus Christ. That's been my pursuit. So, yes. Biggest misconception about Christianity is some people think I am controversial, or I am like political, or I am arrogant, But that's what media people have tried to portray about me. They twist articles, like they twist things to let people look some way, but I am not. I'm neither of that. I'm just a realist. I'm like everybody, like I sometimes wish I share an idea or an opinion with somebody or someone. I also believe in the development of Africa, especially Ghana. And I feel like if there's anything I can say or contribute to that whole idea, that would be great. Recently, I spoke around politics a bit, and people think that, okay, he's NPP or he's that. I'm not NPP. I'm a Ghanaian. I support policy. If I see there's a policy, and usually humanitarian policies, if I see that these ideas will influence society, I in a positive way, I like it. Of course, the idea I believed in has cost Ghana a lot, but perhaps in the future, we'll see the benefits of it. Ghanaian industry. The Ghanaian industry is is growing, is emerging, and can do better. I see new artists coming every day, and I also see like artists also that have through the years maintained the brand strong, also doing well. I wish everybody well. I just also pray that we are not a community that is boxed in small ideas, you know, that are petty about people and want to, you know, like use their means to block people or anything. Let's open doors for people. Let's support people. Let's just love, you know, basically, and respect one another.
Well, thank you for joining us. It has been another episode of I Am Jon Germain Extended. 45 minutes, and by now you should know Quix was 8 minutes of massive excitement. Shouts goes out to Bella Beach Club, our location right now where we shoot. Once again, I'm reminding you, look forward to some amazing pictures from all over the world coming on the show. I Am Jon Germain.